Good afternoon and a very warm welcome to you on this Parent Tune workshop. My name is Nidhi and I'm excited to host this session for you today. Joining us for this workshop to answer all your queries on how to deal with mood swings in and post pregnancy, I have with me our psychologist Sreevidya Iyer. A very warm welcome to you and we're so happy to have you.
Thank you, Nidhi. Thank you, Parent You.
It's a pleasure. So, Srividya, talking about today's topic, oftentimes it's very difficult to understand that you are actually depressed, anxious, or even stressed for that matter during pregnancy or post pregnancy. You're just unable to recognize that. Why do you think that is the case?
It's a very, very pertinent thing that you're talking about. Actually, we as women and the people around the women who's pregnant, they don't even know how difficult pregnancy is, and the mood swings are considered as a part and parcel of a pregnant woman or post delivery. So what happens is it is sometimes taken for granted, like it's like it will be like that only, or it is something that's normal. Yes, of course it is normal. It is something that do happen, but it is also important that it is if it goes overboard, it needs to be addressed.
Absolutely, very beautifully said. So, Srividya, why do you think, what do you think is exactly the difference between postpartum depression and baby blues?
Okay, when it comes to postpartum depression and baby blues, let me explain the baby blue first. Because when we understand that, then only we will be able to understand what is postpartum depression. So, baby blue usually happens to the woman essentially after the delivery, say for 2 weeks or for the period of 15 days. It is also called as the time that is required for the women to get adapted to the baby, and also the baby to get adapted to the new mother. So that is this phase of baby blue. It's similar to the pregnancy mood swings, and there is a lot of anxiety, there is a lot of panic, there is a lot of feeling of helplessness, there is a lot of feeling vulnerable, that you also feel that the baby is very delicate and you are not able to handle it. When the baby cries, you are unable to understand, and the breastfeeding pattern has also not you know properly set in. So in this case, it is absolutely normal for any woman. Almost 85% of the women after delivery experience baby blue. It's so common. But when it comes to a postpartum depression or a perinatal depression, or post delivery depression, uh, this is a condition wherein uh, the period of anxiety or the period of feeling overwhelmed, the negative thoughts get worsened, and they persist for months. So much so that the woman is not able to cater to the baby, so much so that the woman is not able to nourish the baby, so much so that the woman is not able to do her daily routine. So this is the kind of a thing that makes us identify that this is no more baby blue. This is something that is a little more serious than a baby blue. So at that time, it is important that that postpartum depression is something that we need to address.
Ah, thank you so much, Srividya. Talking about the postpartum depression and the perinatal depression, can you also shed some light upon the symptoms and signs of the same?
Okay. When it comes to postpartum depression or perinatal depression or post delivery, when a woman goes into a depressed state and is there for, and she feels depressed for quite a lot of time, say for months or most of the days in a week. So, what are the basic signs and symptoms? Those signs and symptoms are very much similar to any normal depression. There is a lack of interest, there is a lack of concentration, there is lack of pleasure in doing any activity. You are not able to concentrate on your daily work or your work, whatever is your daily schedule, you are not able to do your daily work at all. You have this feeling of self guilt. There is sometimes self pity. there is self-loathing, there is incessant crying spells. Some people, they don't cry, they get immensely angry, they have irritation. And when it comes to appetite, either there is a loss of appetite, you don't feel like eating, or you're not mindful about what you're eating and you go on binging. So either case is possible. Because of that, subsequently there is a weight increase or a decrease. And all these feelings, if it persists for almost 70% in a day, or 5 days in a week, if these conditions are predominant enough, then that could be, and that condition remains for months, then that could be clustered as perinatal or postnatal depression.
Thank you. So, what do you think really causes pregnancy mood swings in an expecting mother, or even after she's given birth? There are often mood swings that happen. So, what are the reasons of that?
Okay. When it comes to mood swings in an expecting mother or a mother who's going to give birth to the baby, uh, like our pregnancy period is divided into 3 trimesters, and the first, second, and third, very aptly, because three of them have three, the women experience three different kind of mood. When it comes to the first trimester, there is a lot of there is a forgetfulness, there is lack of concentration, there is a lot of physical exhaustion, and the news of being pregnant is also takes an emotional toll on your body, like the acceptance of the news, and if especially if it's an unwanted one, then the acceptance of the news. Or there is a lot of surge of hormones also. The hormone levels keep changing. For example, when the time the woman gets pregnant, at that very time there is a surge in estrogen and progesterone. So estrogen, what happens is, it makes you, though both hormones are very much necessary for sustaining a healthy pregnancy, and that's why they are generated, auto generated in our body, right? So what happens is, these hormones, though they are very important for a healthy pregnancy, they do have some side effects. And these are like, when estrogen soars up, then the energy level is very high. You feel excited, you feel thrilled, you want to take up challenges, and there is an upswing. Okay. And when the progesterone happens, then what happens is, you get a little tired, you want to relax, you are fatigued or exhausted. So these hormones work like, up and down, because of which our mood, our emotional stability also goes up and down, up and down. So these hormonal changes are the main thing. Apart from that, there is a lot of physical discomfort. uh, all these things, a part and parcel of the first trimester. There's also morning sickness, which also takes a toll on a woman, because you're not comfortable to go out, or you always feel scared that what if you throw up. So all these things are there. In the second trimester, there are the body, the shape of the body changes. Some women welcome the change, and some women, they feel that they are not fitting into their old clothes, etc., etc., right? So those things also gives a lot of overwhelming feeling or stress. Apart from that, there are a lot of tests that are conducted in the second uh, trimester. So that also, creates a lot of anxiety, like what is the result going to be, hope my baby is okay, etc., etc. All those things happen. And in the third trimester, eventually what happens is, we are nearing pregnancy, we are nearing delivery. So what happens is, a woman has this anxiousness, especially the first time, uh, first time pregnant women, they have this anxiousness towards how the birth is going to be, whether it's going to be a normal one or an operated delivery, or how is the baby going to be, etc., etc., what would be the birth rate, birth weight, etc., etc., all those things that is related to delivery. And if a woman is working, then the things like, she has to plan the maternity leave, she'll have to announce the date when she's joining, she has all those things. And also the feeling of, the what to say, the burden of the responsibility of being a parent also, keeps coming to some parents. And it is not only for the women, but also for the partner. He also is a kind of nervous, it gives him butterflies in his stomach. So these are the mainly the causes that causes mood swings during pregnancy.
Thank you so much. On to the same lines with regards to trimester and the mood swings, we have a question from Bhaskar, who's from Tripura, who says, "How can I help my pregnant wife with mood swings? She is in her second trimester."
Hi, Bhaskar. Thank you for this question. I was about to address this as a separate question, but you asked it. Thank you for it. Um, it is important the role for the partner to play when the wife or your better half is pregnant. So it is important not only to give her a physical support, also to give her a mental support. Ask her to share your concerns, share her concerns, share her feelings, share her emotions. It is important that you discuss with her whatever she is going through. In that way, what happens is you become a part in her journey of pregnancy. It is not only her journey, it becomes both of yours journey of pregnancy. So it is important that you give her that emotional support. And also it is important that you accompany her to all the kinds of tests that she's taking or to the doctor visits. It gives the woman a lot of strength. Maybe she would tell you that I can do it by myself, but it is important that we as a partner, we give her that kind of support, that maybe she's not expecting a support, but still she feels pleased. And also it is important to give uh, to offer help. So you might be working or whatever, but still whenever you have time, if she is with her struggling with her household chore or any kind of work for that matter, please give her, offer help to her, and give her a shoulder of support. So in this way you can actually make the journey of pregnancy very very smooth, and also a very good experience for the lady.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Bhaskar, hope this answers your question. If you have any further questions, please feel free to write them in and we shall take them. We are joined by our parenting expert, senior psychologist Sreevidya Iyer, to talk about ways to deal with mood swings in pregnancy and post pregnancy. So, Sreevidya, we've also received a question from Akshara from Delhi who says, "Hi, doctor. This is my first pregnancy. I'm in the second trimester and I get uncontrollably angry off late. I get annoyed or irritated over simple things which I usually don't. Is this normal in pregnancy? Please tell me ways to manage my emotional turbulence."
Emotional turbulence. Hi, Akshara. Thank you for the question, first of all. As I told you, emotional turbulence or mood swings are perfectly normal during pregnancy. um, you have a upswing, like you have the wave like this, right? There is a upswing and there is a downswing, which is very very normal. And when you are in the peak of your mood and you're happy, you like to take up challenges, you are thrilled, and you like to take up tasks that you want to do for your home, and there are many things. You start going out, meeting people, so you are totally excited. And when you are in this downswing, what happens is you might be feeling fatigued or tired, and as you mentioned, sometimes you feel anger and irritation. Now anger and irritation is very common. It happens, and during pregnancy it happens without a reason. You start yelling, you start shouting, you start getting irritated for small details. So it happens. So since you have understood the trigger is the anger and irritation is something that is is not good for you, it is important here to address your uh, anger or your irritation, and channelize that anger into a very healthy way. You could have your own kind of activity, have a me time wherein you have some activity wherein you can uh, throw open your anger. For example, some people like doing mandala art, some people like doing sketching, coloring, or some people go into their work mode. That is, they channelize all the energy into their work. It could be office work or household work or cleaning a cupboard. So you should find a way in which you could distract this or dispense out this anger in a very healthy manner, so that it doesn't affect your emotional stability. So thank you for the question. Hope that answers.
Thank you so much. Akshara, if you have any further questions, please feel free to write them in and we shall take them. So, Srividya, also, what are the reasons for feeling stressed after delivery?
Feeling stressed after delivery, a woman not only feels stressed. I would like to explain like what a woman feels and what are the questions that comes to a woman's mind after she has given birth to a baby. She feels, at times she feels excited, at times she feels thrilled, at times she feels vulnerable, at times she feels helpless. And all these feelings are there, in a particular day only these feelings will go up and down, and this is quite normal. Immediately after the delivery, the hormones, as I mentioned, it's all the game of the hormones. The hormones suddenly goes down because it's no more required in the body. And this sudden change in the hormone also brings in a lot of emotional change in the women's mind. So that is that is one of the reasons. And what are the other things that could possibly affect her apart from the hormonal change? There is a physical stress of delivery itself. Delivery, some people delivery is a smooth one, some people have a complicated birth of baby, some people have a high risk pregnancy or whatever is the condition, and that brings in equal amount of stress post delivery. um, Also, one more thing is, when your breastfeeding schedule or you have issues in breastfeeding your child, then that also gives a lot of stress to the mother, in terms of like she starts feeling guilty that I'm not catering to the baby properly, the baby is not growing. All those questions starts coming in her mind. And also, what happens is, some women have a good support system in their family, some women do not have enough support. There are not enough people to help her out, she has to do all by herself. So that also brings in a lot of stress, like what next, like that brings in a lot of stress. So there are many other reasons, sleep and stress. So what happens is, when you are not, sleep and stress are inversely proportional. So if you are not able to sleep adequately, then your stress level increases. So in between your breastfeeding, this, if you're not able to get your proper sleep, that also brings in a lot of stress. So this and many other things contribute to the postpartum stress or anxiety for a woman.
Thank you so much, Srividya. Also, on the same lines, what do you think? I mean, who is at a higher risk of developing anxiety or stress post delivery?
Some amount of anxiety and stress is common for all the women, whoever is given birth to the baby, because the when you give birth to a baby, it's it's a lot of change that happens in your body, and lot of change that happens in your mind at the same time. So we are not able to cope up to those changes, and when we are not able to cope up, some amount of stress, some amount of anxiety is bound to be there. But some women are at higher risk. For example, women who has tried to conceive, they had issues with fertility and finally they have conceived, they have a higher risk. Some women who has had many miscarriages before, and this is a very kind of a uh, what to say, a precious pregnancy kind of a thing, then that also could lead to a lot of stress, because always she's always feeling kind of ways to protect her baby, and if she is unable to, then she feels stressed. Um, if the woman has undergone a high risk pregnancy, or the woman has undergone a complicated delivery, or if it's a preterm baby, or if the baby has a low birth rate, and etc., there could be many reasons that could kindle stress in women.
Thank you so much. Rekha from New Delhi says, Ma'am, please suggest me ways on how to overcome postpartum depression.
Okay, ways to overcome postpartum depression. If you are in the initial phases of depression, you can definitely do a self-help kind of a thing. uh, Firstly, it is important, like firstly I'll answer for the stress and anxiety, because that is important, that is where a woman needs to keep a checkpoint. Yeah. So when you are stressed and when you are anxious and you know that this is you know going overboard, then it is important here to curtail your stress or the level of anxiety. Firstly, uh, it is important that you if you have woos with your breastfeeding, then it is important that you establish the rapport of breastfeeding. You could go to a lactation expert or anyone who is specializing in breastfeeding, and you can get that problem addressed. It happens with women, so that is the first thing. Second is, some women do not get to sleep adequately. Find time to give yourself power nap. It is important, like in between the breastfeeding schedule, the time when the baby is sleeping or playing, at that time you find a time to take a power nap. Sleep is very much important, and deprived sleep also results to anxiety. And it is important that instead of taking it as a responsibility or as a a commitment that I need to fulfill, take it as a very happy face, and try to lift the baby up and cuddle the baby. Lift the baby up and cuddle the baby. What happens is, when you cuddle the baby, a lot of happy hormones are secreted, which repels off the stress and anxiety hormones, right? And when the baby is about 2 to 3 weeks, when the baby starts giving faint smiles. So when the baby smiles at you, smile back to the baby. So this kind of physical proximity that you have with the baby, that is very important. So that is why maybe breastfeeding has become a very important part in a woman's life, because she has a physical contact or physical proximity with the baby, which helps in relieving stress.
Right. Thank you so much, Sreevidya. On to the same lines, apart from the techniques that you've just spoken about, how could a woman also deal with the depression or anxiety herself? And are there some things that could help lessen the anxiety?
Yeah, there are many techniques that she could adopt, follow, not only during after delivery, but during the pregnancy only. If she starts certain things, then what happens is, the delivery and the process of delivery and the mood swings after delivery becomes very easy to tackle. For example, first thing that she could do is, uh, she could what to say she could join a proper prenatal yoga class, or any kind of exercise. If she is advised to, she could consult her gynac or obstetrician, and if they give her the consent, she could join a proper yoga, or uh, a prenatal yoga for that matter, or antenatal classes, which will help her to with the physically, with the breathing techniques that is required during labor, and also help her to relieve the stress. That is the first thing that she could do. Second thing, even during the pregnancy and post pregnancy, she could have join a good support group. Why a support group? Because support group are available online, social media, Facebook, everywhere. There is a lot of support groups. Choose wisely which one you want to be. Like our parent tune is a very big parental support group. So wherein you meet people who are like minded and who are going through and experiencing the same condition as you are doing. For example, you are meeting other pregnant women, you are meeting other new mommies. So what happens is, somewhere there is a kind of relatability, and your emotions that you feel is addressed. So it is better addressed than you share with your family members or with your partner, because they are like minded people and going through a same kind of situation. So that is the second thing that you could do. And the third thing that you could do is, you could also go in for meditation. Meditation is there are many kinds of meditation. A guided meditation like a mindfulness or a heartfulness could be very good, because anxiety or stress or depression, whatever it is, we are either worried about what has happened, or we are anxious about what is going to happen. Right, during pregnancy we are anxious about what is going to happen, and even post pregnancy we are anxious about what is going to happen, or anxious about what has happened. So join a particular meditation, guided meditation, mindfulness, heartfulness. There are many things that you could do. Nowadays, the thanks to the pandemic, it's everything is online. So it's all available. Post the pandemic, everything has become online. You could do it sitting at your home. And these meditation techniques help you to connect to yourself and also to the present moment. right? And one more thing that you could do is, you could we as practitioners, what we do is we teach them grounding techniques. Grounding techniques helps the women to pay attention to the current situation or what is happening now. So what happens is, for example, we try what do we do is we stimulate the senses. What are the senses? The eyes, the nose, or the smell, or the hearing, the auditory, and the visual and the taste. All these things we stimulate. So these are basically the techniques that could be used to reduce the amount of anxiety.
Right. Thank you so much, Sreevidya. Reena asked this question. Hello, ma'am. I'm 6 months pregnant. These days, I feel like crying all the time. Even a small comment by my husband or mother in law brings tears in my eyes. What could be the reason for this irritation and being edgy? And what can I do?
Hi, Reena. What could the reason more be than that you're pregnant? So, you're pregnant and you're bound to get more reactive and more sensitive to all these comments. Maybe they are telling in a very humorous way, or sometimes it happens that it's a very casual conversation, and suddenly we burst into tears. So, this is very normal since you're in the second trimester. Uh, uh, Mood swings are comparatively less, but this is comparatively normal that any woman experiences. So what you could do is, whenever you have this bout of crying or feel like crying, why don't you distract yourself from this thought of that, feeling vulnerable or feeling, miserable when someone says something. uh, why don't you try something out, like, for example, you could write down your emotions. Journaling is a very good way. So you write down whatever you feel like, whatever is your emotion that you're going through, instead of having a kind of outburst of cry or something. Why don't you write down that this particular thing is, it could be anything. You needn't be a very good at writing skills, but when you pen down your emotions are half addressed there only. And we are giving a kind of intellectual way to the anger or irritation, and we are trying to channelize. For example, journals needn't to be store bought or something, and you needn't spend money for pregnancy record books. You could make simple journals. For example, you could just cover uh, a notebook, say with a gift wrapper, and just start writing. Start writing. It's a very good way to emote. It's a very good way to cultivate your unhealthy habits into unhealthy, not a habit, unhealthy emotion into a very, you are channelizing it into a direction. So why don't you try this?
Thank you so much, Srividya. Also, that beautiful journal, pretty much how we can really make it at our homes without even spending. That explains a lot. Shanti Jha says, ma'am, 2 weeks back I delivered a baby boy. Since then, I have been trying hard to make a connect with him. Since it was a C-section delivery, I am not able to look after him much. He is attended to by mostly by my in-laws, and as soon as he cries, they take him away. I feel that he would not be able to connect with me if this continues to happen. I feel incomplete even after going through this amazing experience of bringing another life into this world. Please help me as to how can I control my thoughts.
Hi, Shanti. um, After you have undergone a C-section and you have delivered a baby, and it's 2 weeks post pregnancy, sorry, post delivery. Now, since your some people, some family members are also, they are also equally excited to be with the baby, and it happens that um, uh, they like to spend time with the baby. They take away the baby. It's quite normal. It happens at every household. So why don't you open up your thoughts to your partner or to your family members, like, you know to have some kind of a bonding time with the baby. If you could, have some, say, a particular day when your in-laws are having lunch, or during that time, or when they are doing something, you could, take the baby and have a kind of a bonding with the baby. So hopefully you're breastfeeding the baby also. So during that time also you can bond with the baby. That's not wrong. And maybe their concern is because you have undergone a surgery, and because of that, they want to give you a proper rest, or it could be their concern because of which they are trying to give you ample of rest. So utilize this time when you are when the baby is away from you. Utilize this time to do something for yourself. You could do meditation. You asked me what are the ways in which I could distract this thought, right? You could do meditation. You could watch a movie that is very hilarious, or comedy or movie, or some people are sleep deprived. You could catch up with your sleep, or read a book for that matter. So do something that will help you to distract from this thought.
Thank you so much, Sreevidya. On to the same lines, could you help me with what are the warning signs that can help us understand that it's time to seek a professional help and you cannot really, indulge only into self-help activities?
Okay. The warning signs are when the person is feeling overwhelmed for a longer period of time. Post 2 weeks after delivery, also, there is a feeling of, say, we can fix a band of 20 days, right? So, even after that, also, if the feeling uh, or the worry or the feeling of overwhelming or the negative thoughts persist, and they even worsen, right? So, if that is there, or when you're not able to care to your baby at all, you are only with the thoughts, the thoughts are coming, right? You're not able to distract yourself at all. Like, we told you a lot of self-help techniques, but those are not helping at all. Like, whenever you sit for a meditation, or whenever you sit to do your breathing exercise or whatever, you are not able to concentrate at all. And also, what happens is, when you are what to say almost 70% in a week, you are with this thought, and you are with this negative thoughts always. And you are also not able to do your regular routine. This is the main trigger point, right? This is the warning, or where the alarm bell rises, like, you are not able to do your work at all, and you are not able to take care of your baby. uh, there are some people who also have bad dreams. So these warning signs could be different for different people. But immediately when you are disconnected from the things that you're doing, then that is the time when you need to take care of this postpartum depression, and you need to get it addressed. You consult your gynecologist, suggest for a good option wherein you could go for counseling or therapy, or a psychiatrist, or whoever you want to see. And there is no harm visiting, or when we cannot help ourselves, there is no harm seeking help from a person who is an expert in that particular field.
Thank you. Also, Vidya, could you help us with some ways how we can connect with our baby, even when we are pregnant, and how some ways we could connect and make a bond with them?
There are many ways. It could be like, firstly, it is very important for us to be happy. Not in the sense that we have to be laughing and smiling all the time. It is the emotion up and down is there. But when the emotion goes down, it is important that you understand that, now I'm not feeling well. This particular thing is making me cranky. This particular thing is making me, like, I don't feel good. Then you will have to understand that signal, and immediately start distracting yourself. You could meet your family, you could meet your friends, you could do an online chatting or whatever. So that is a way in which you deal with this kind of downswing of emotion. And always share your concerns with the partner. So when you bond with your partner and your baby is in the womb, there is a good relationship that is built. The baby is, when the partner talks to you, the baby also from the womb builds a connect to the partner. So that is also important. So talk to your partner, talk about your concerns, talk about your uh, feelings, talk about your emotions to your partner, and what are your fears also. And when it comes to bonding with the baby, you could also talk to your baby. Some people find it very silly, but it is important that you do a conversation with the baby. You know, your voice is heard in the womb, though the baby is not able to understand, though the baby is not able to, what to say, it is not able to exactly understand what you are trying to say, but still there is a kind of connect that is developed with the baby. So when you talk to your baby, uh, other things that could be done is, you know uh, eat something that the baby likes. For example, some food items are, immediately when you have those, the baby starts kicking. So we understand that, those are baby's favorites. So like, you treat yourself, you treat the baby in the womb. So in that way, so there are many ways in which you could bond with your baby. And especially the one single way to nurture a happy baby or give birth to a happy baby is, every baby is a, happy baby, but when you want your baby to be emotionally really really sound, it is important that you also have, uh, a kind of ways in which you can deal with your emotions, and you're more calmer, and all those things definitely helps in bonding with the baby.
Right. Thank you so much, Sreevidya. Mani Negla says, Ma'am, I'm undergoing severe anxiety as my time of delivery is coming closer. I am due in December. Thoughts such as, will this be a normal delivery or a C-sec? Will I be able to look after my baby well? What if I accidentally hurt my child, as this is my first pregnancy? Keep on hovering me and my mind all the time. What can I do to ease out my anxiety? Please give me some handy tips.
Okay. Hi, Mani. Thank you for your question. It's a very, very relevant question, especially for the women who gets pregnant for the first time. They always have this kind of questions that is, keep coming to their mind. Like, will I be able to take care of my baby? Will I be able to be a good parent? Will I be able to nourish my baby? What is going to be my delivery like? What will I be able to work after delivery? There are many things, you know I would like to address to all those women. There are questions that happen. There are questions that are silly also. There are questions that require planning also. But it is important that we, as as a woman, to enjoy our pregnancy in the current phase we are in. We have to enjoy, live in that moment. That is very important. When we are thinking about our future and how it is going to be, that thought is the trigger that makes you anxious. So it is important to live in the moment. So it is important for you to practice any kind of skills. Like, you could also do anchoring. So anchoring is a kind of technique that could be done to anchor yourself to the present. For example, you could, anchoring, one of the technique I'm just explaining. For example, uh, you could look outside the window. Yeah. And when you look outside the window, you just recollect what is today's date. Today is 3rd of November, and today is, raining heavily. You look outside the window and try to describe to yourself what are you looking at. You see it's raining. You see people are walking with umbrellas and raincoat. So you try to kind of explain. So what happens is, it could be very simple, but this simple exercise will make you grounded to the, you're more observant and aware of what is happening now, and your concentration from the thought of the future is brought to the present. So this could be done. It could be simple thing. You could look at a picture, and you could describe things like what is there in the picture. You could say, it could be simple thing. Or if you the best way also to anchor is to read a book. So when you read a book, your focus is on the story line that is going on in the book. So all these things are simple anchoring techniques that will help you anchor or hold firmly to the present. So when you're holding firmly to the present, all these thoughts of the anxiousness of what is going to happen in the future is going to reduce. Not, all of a sudden you cannot bring it like, yesterday I was anxious, today I'm not. Slowly it will subside.
Thank you so much. Hope this answers your question. And if you have any further questions, please feel free to write them in and we shall take them. We are joined by our parent-owned expert Sreevidya Iyer to talk about how to deal with mood swings in and after pregnancy. Also, Sreevidya, could you tell me that how can people, like you spoke about mood swings and anxiety, and which is really very common in pregnancy. So, how can people like husband or in laws or anyone around also play a very important role in helping the pregnant lady cope or even after post pregnancy cope with the mood swings and anxiety?
Uh, so, firstly, I would like to say that for all those people already know, but pregnancy is not an illness, it is a journey. It is important to understand pregnancy is not an illness, but it is a journey. It is a state or a condition that a woman goes through. So, it is important to lend your support as caregivers or as people around the pregnant women or even post delivery around the new mommy. It is important to give that woman support whenever she requires, lend her your hand whenever she requires. So that is first thing. And second thing is, when she is feeling overwhelmed, please do calm her down by saying that it is okay, it is absolutely okay, and we are there to help you. So that very word will make her a kind of settle down her emotion. Thirdly, whenever the woman is wanting, she feels like this is going monotonous, like she's always with the baby, confined to the bed. So give her some time wherein you can take the baby off her, and she could go for a walk, a 15 minutes walk. Let sunlight come on to her. It's very important. See, all these are sources of positive energy. So when it's important to her to take a walk, it's important for her physical health and also for her mental well-being, that she should go for a walk, and let her do something that she is not currently doing, that is taking care of the baby. So offer her that help her build her confidence. So this is something that is new to her. Do not sometimes it happens that the older people in the family, it's nothing against them, but they are experienced and they have their own kind of outlook, and they tell that do it this way, do it that way, do it this way. That makes the women really puzzled. So what you do is put forth your ideas, suggestions. Of course you should, as older ones in the family and wise people, you should put forth your ideas, but put forth in a way in which the woman is trying to understand or trying to accept it. So that is very important. And when you some women like visitors immediately after delivery, that builds her confidence when she sees her own people. But some women are really skeptical. She feels that physically she's not fit enough to attend to so many people and so many visits. So whenever there is visits of relatives, please do take her consent. Please collaborate with her and plan the visits. And if she is liking people visiting her, then plan it accordingly. And if she says that for now time being, let's leave it to her, that when she wants visitors. So all these things are simple things that could be done by the people around her or the partner, for the women and the baby to feel comfortable.
Thank you so much, Srividya. Also, a lot of times, mood swings and anxiety, like you spoke in the warning signs, it can go beyond 2 weeks. And even you can't really help yourself or others around you. So, what do you think are the treatment options available for this? And whom exactly can you go to? Is it a psychologist, psychiatrist, counselor? How to really navigate that?
Firstly, when the mood swings goes overboard, so much so that it is overpowering and it is taking away from your day-to-day work, and you're not able to concentrate at all, and you're not even bothered about your health, your anything related to you, not to the baby. You're not able to take care of the baby. So all these things, when it goes uh, this way, then it is important that you go to a person who is an expert in it. There are a lot of people who do maternity counseling. It is good if you go through the channel of psychiatrists, because they are doctors who specialize in mental well-being. So go through a psychiatrist, or you could even ask a reference from your gynecologist. They have this hands-on information about whom to go where. Like, uh, uh, if you have a breastfeeding issue, the gynecologist will immediately tell you that go to a lactation expert. If there is a kind of hormone fluctuation, the gynecologist will refer endocrinologist. So in that way, she has this kind of a circle of other doctors and other experts or psychologists or psychiatrists that she could refer to. So you could also ask your gynac, because she has been knowing you for 9 months. So she's the best person you could ask.
Thank you so much, Sreevidya. Pehu from Gazipur says, "Hello, madam. My first child is 6 years old and has autism. I am 16 weeks pregnant now with my second baby. I'm really concerned and worried. What if my second child precisely will have autism too? I keep second guessing myself and I have this guilt feeling. What if I do something wrong in this pregnancy too to have an autistic child? Please help me with your valuable inputs. Thanks in advance."
Hi, Pihu. I understand your concern, uh, and it's a very genuine concern that you are having. Like, what if the second baby also is autistic? Uh, Firstly, when we talk about autism, uh, it is like it's a very I would say the people, whoever, parents who are raising child who has special needs, uh, I really applaud them, because they are, really patient and they are really brave. So first of all, applause to you. Secondly, uh, with respect to your concern is something that is going to happen in the future. It could happen, could not happen, we really don't know, right? So, and there are no ways in which like, till now, as far as I know, there are no ways in which you could find out whether this is possible. So in that case, since all the doors are closed right now, uh, it is important that we try to give or make our journey of pregnancy more uh, what to say, uh, more interesting and more, less worrisome. So it is instead of thinking about, I know it is very easy to say than to, practice, but your thoughts are about a certain thing that might not happen, that might happen, we really don't know. So when it comes to such kind of thought, and you have rightly recognized this thought of worry, that itself could, you know uh, disturb your journey of pregnancy. So why things like this, uh, uh, it's better, like, if you could join any kind of support group, or people whom with you can interact, and, like-minded people, other pregnant ladies with which you whom you can interact, join a support group. Or you could practice a meditation. You can take up a course on guided meditation. It could be mindfulness, or heartfulness, or yoga, or whatever it is. And if you ask your gynecologist if you can take it, because some people have kind of constraints in their pregnancy that they cannot do physical exercise. So you contact your gynecologist, ask if you could, join any kind of exercises or prenatal exercises, etc. When you do all these things, no, you have a lot of activity. Apart from that, you also have one child to cater to. So your thoughts also, is kind of built upon the things that you're doing currently, and your thoughts are not about what is going to happen. And journaling is something that I've been saying right throughout this session. Only I've told already once, and again I would like to re-emphasize that journaling is the best thing to do for a woman who is pregnant. Post pregnancy, it is difficult, because you have a lot of things, and the only thing that you would like to do is eat and sleep well. So, but during pregnancy, whenever you have time, write something, do something. Some people also like sticking pictures of their, when they are in the first month, second month, they like sticking pictures. So make your journals, and start journaling. It's very, very healthy way to celebrate pregnancy. Yeah, this is something that is very, very what to say, a very great thing that has happened to us. So we need to enjoy that and celebrate that. So celebrate your pregnancy. When you celebrate your pregnancy, your baby inside your womb, in your womb, is happy. So automatically, this thought, the vicious thought that is coming to you, will slowly it will go off.
Right. Thank you so much, Sreevidya. I encourage you all to watch the entire video on Parentune to understand ways to deal with mood swings in and post pregnancy. Sreevidya, also, can you give us top three do's and don'ts when feeling down, anxious, stressed, or having terrible mood swings?
Okay. The first do's would be lift yourself up. So whenever you're feeling anxious, lift yourself up. Like uh, there could be a downswing, quite possible, but you should find a way in which you could self engage yourself. So that is the first thing. Second, whenever you have any kind of concerns that is related to pregnancy that is bothering you, have a small handbook. See, it could be a small diary kind of a thing. Have a small handbook apart from the journal that I've talked about, wherein you could jot down your technical concerns or the queries that you have during pregnancy. And every month you do have a doctor checkup, right? You could get your concerns addressed. So when the concern is in the mind, then it will block your thought, it will block your current day, and that whole day you will be occupied with that particular thought. But definitely, jotting down your concerns or jotting down your query is a very good way in which you kind of half of the query or half of the anxiety is reduced there. So that is the second do. Third do would be uh, during pregnancy and post pregnancy, uh, talk to your baby during pregnancy, and even post your pregnancy, cuddle your baby, maintain proximity with your baby. It is important because whenever there is a kind of proximity, physical proximity, oxytocin is secreted, and this is also known as happy hormone, and this hormone ripples off the stress hormone slowly. So this is important. So these are the three do's. And three don'ts would be: whenever there is a mood swing and you start crying, never feel guilty about it, because it is a part of pregnancy that you're going through. Second don't would be uh, how can I say? Like you could don't keep yourself even post pregnancy. Don't keep yourself confined to the baby. It is not like that is your place and that's where you need to be, right? You could take a walk around the room. You could go out for a walk and expose yourself to sunlight. So it is not important that you are if you should be with the baby, you should bond with the baby, but sometimes you need to have that liberty to go out, take a walk, etc. Right? That is the second don't. And the third don't would be possibly that whenever do not underestimate any kind of warning sign. So if you're having a very bad dream and that bad dream is coming again and again, or you are feeling that you are not able to concentrate at all, your concentration is not in the present, and you are not able to do your daily routine at all, or you have the uh, kind of what to say thoughts of harming yourself or harming the baby. So whatever, whenever it goes overboard, don't underestimate the signs and symptoms of depression, and get yourself treated for it. And it is important that you seek a expert opinion on it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sreevidya, on emphasizing how important it is to seek help when you need it without any hesitation, and how pregnancy is a journey which we should embrace and not second guess ourselves and take care of ourselves at every step. So, thank you for that, and thank you everyone for joining in today.
Thank you.